Hey everyone, we're going to get started here. I'm going to show my website called Hehepedia. So, what we got here is a system for creating fictional wikis um, just for fun, nothing serious. Um, and I'm going to show you guys a little bit about how to use it, what exactly you can do, and we're going to explore some wikis that I create on the fly or created really recently. So, first things first, before we get into exactly how to create, uh, one wiki that I made recently, just actually about an hour and a half ago, it's called Meccas of the Ancient World. Okay, so clicking in here, we have the Meccas of the Ancient World wiki, and this is all AI generated content. The pages, the article, the images, and so forth, just kind of created based on prompts that you provide. And this is the home page for this particular wiki. So, Meccas of the Ancient World. We've got a couple images. One is a recently discovered bronze statue depicting a Minoan battle Mecca found near Knossos. Sounds pretty cool. Um, Not crazy about this particular image. I think it looks a little bit too cartoony. But, not every image is good. Whatever. Scrolling down a little bit further, we've got another image recently unearthed mechanical components from the Etruscan automation dig site. Okay, that's cool. Uh, Archaeology focused. Again, not crazy about this image. Um, just looks a little silly. I don't know. Not so convincing, in my opinion. Were I to be unearthing ancient Meccas, I would expect them to look more awesome than this. Well, anyway, um, so we've got a few articles that it's linked to because these are wikis after all. And the first link that we see here is the Minoan Battle Mecca, which apparently is what we're looking at here. Now we'll click into the article. This article is already generated, so it loads up pretty fast, and you can see it's an article within the Meccas of the Ancient World wiki, and when it was generated and so forth. The Minoan battle mecha is a sophisticated mechanical warrior developed by the Cretan Engineering Guild during the height of Minoan civilization. Give some dates here. I don't know if those are accurate, but Minoan's pretty ancient, so alright, sounds about right. These bronze and crystal powered constructs stood approximately 30 feet tall and represented the pinnacle of Bronze Age mechanical engineering. Well, I bet they did if they were truly as awesome as you'd expect a Minoan battle mecha to be. So, this looks like a pretty cool image. Let's click in here and take a quick look at it. Yeah, that is awesome. Like, I love this image here. Um, I am not sure if that's getting cut off, but maybe I will change the size of my screen a little bit here so that it's a little easier to view on the live stream. Just check it out here. Yeah, looks like you can see the whole thing there. All right, so anyway, it's a pretty small window for me, but we'll deal. I love this image. It's just got great style. It's got that ancient Greek influence in one way or another. It looks a little Egyptian, I suppose, too, in some ways. But it reminds me of those, vessels, some of the art on those old vessels that you see in museums and such. The mecha looks amazing. I mean, this thing is, it'll kill you. All right. So that's cool. I also like that it says it's 30 feet tall. Now, I don't know. I mean, if these guys are to scale or whatever, but can I imagine this thing being 30 feet tall? Maybe. All right. Cool. Going down, there are some other images in this article. This one's pretty good style too. I like the ancient world feel. You know, you've got some, these look a little bit more Middle Eastern in their uh, origin here, like this golden, I don't know what, mythical beast of some sort. Got this funny chain coming off like this guy is the master of this gigantic mecha. Okay, it looks like an AT-AT or something, right? I don't know. I'm not a big Star Wars fan. But anyway, yeah, okay, so you've got some inspiration from sci-fi there. This looks kind of like I have no idea what the physics of this are or what this thing is doing here, but it's cool. It's I like that style. The style of the image, however, is more like something out of the 17th, 18th century, encyclopedia or something, or like Marco Polo type literature. So I don't know if it's quite ancient world, but fine. I just like the style. And then we've got one more down here. Now this thing looks like it's gonna shoot up a storm. Um, I do like the mix of ancient and modern. Maybe it reminded me a little bit of some of those Zelda games. Yeah, the which one, the Wind Walker, whatever, or the more recent Switch ones, and you've got those things that come to life and shoot lasers out and blast you right away in the beginning. Um, but yeah, pretty neat. Okay, so let's look at the content a little bit. Well, Minoan battle mechas, yeah, 30 feet tall, representing the pinnacle of Bronze Age mechanical engineering. Neat. What else have we got here? What does it say about them? Design and technology. Let's see. They used a unique combination of Aegean crystal technology and sophisticated bronze metallurgy. The most distinct feature was their labyrinth core, a complex mechanical system that mimicked the famous architectural patterns of the Minoan Palace. Cool little detail there. I had no idea. I just learned a lot from these articles. Well, one cool thing about the articles, of course, is that they link to future articles that may not exist yet. And if you see one that seems interesting to you, well, you have a quota as a Hehepedia user. You can just click on it here, and you'll see this article doesn't exist yet. So now we're going to get into a little bit about how the Hehepedia content is generated. So if an article doesn't exist, you kind of get the opportunity to create it, but you shouldn't do this completely randomly because you'll see on your profile you have 10 articles a day that you can create. Creation actually of content is not completely free, so it's something that we have to limit at least a little bit. Make sure that we're not just blowing through our budget here. But let's just say that we wanted to read this article about the Cretan Engineering Guilds. Okay, fine. We'll click on it, and what does it tell us? The article has been successfully enqueued. Please wait a while and click the link again, or look on your profile page to read the new article. Okay, so it does take some time to generate this content, and you'll notice if you click on it again and it hasn't generated, it's going to tell you it's being created. So here we go. We'll give it a second, and we're going to see what happens when it does pop up. All right, so the content of the article is here. We can see there's an article now called The Cretan Engineering Guilds, but it's generating images still. That takes even longer than generating the image, than the content of the article. Usually articles will have somewhere between 1 and 3 images in them, and each one of those take a little while to come through. So we're going to refresh and see whether or not we're actually getting any of the images. And some of them are starting to show up. The Cretan Engineering Guilds, and we've got a description of this article here. Reconstructed illustration of a guild workshop beneath the Palace of Knossos. All right. Neat. So as we can see in the Engineering Guild workshop, they're building Ancient mechas. I guess we've got some there. Cartoon style, whatever. I don't make these decisions. It just kind of comes up with whatever it does. And if you're interested, I can get in a little bit to what models we're using, how we're making the requests, and things like that. But basically, sometimes you get cartoons for images. So, fine. Moving on, there should be more images showing up. I don't know if all three of them showed up, but here. Recovered fragments from a guild manufactured crystal power matrix. All right. This kind of illustration E. It's fine, whatever it is. And then the third one, it probably is there now. Sacred engineering symbols used by guild members to mark their creations. I like this personally. I think it's really a nice artistic representation of whatever it is. I just like the artistic style of this guild symbol, sacred engineering symbol. Okay, looks like something you could find on some ancient art from the Mediterranean. Sure, why not? Reading the content, we've got Cretan engineering guilds were advanced technological organizations that flourished during the height of Minoan civilization. Another date range there. Secretive societies that were responsible for developing some of the most sophisticated mechanical engineering techniques of the Bronze Age, including the famous Minoan battle mecha and the revolutionary labyrinthine core systems. All right, Minoan Battle Mecha was something that was referenced on another page on the home page, I believe. Well, there it is. The article's still there. It's still got our cool images that we reviewed earlier. And I like this page a lot. Why not go ahead and like it? Oh, that's liked. All right, so that's the Minoan battle mecha and mechas of the ancient world. I was hoping that we would see some from other cultures. I mean, we've got Etruscan automation. I think I generated this article earlier on when I came up with the mechas of the ancient world, wiki concept, which, by the way, was a 3 word description. It literally said something along the lines of mechas of the ancient world. I might have used, like, yeah, I might have used those exact words to generate it. Um, Fun, really easy, for one thing, to generate these. You don't have to give a large description, but you can. We'll check that out a little bit later. But yeah, so Etruscan automation. I mean, some weird images here. I don't really like the skull thing on this guy, nor do I like these. I don't know what they are. Antennae. Like what? I mean, these are mechas. They're. I don't know why they also have to say that like these guys had like a bunch of communications technology or whatever, and then you see the same thing down here. Like, not only does this guy have an antenna, he's also got this gigantic gemstone on his chest. I mean, I guess it does line up with some of the other things they were saying about, crystalline cores or whatever for energy or power. Fine. On the other hand, yeah, I don't like these antennae. And the one thing I guess I do like about this particular image, though, is the sense of scale. Got these columns here, and he really seems to have caused some havoc in this ancient landscape, just completely demolishing some beautiful temple. Sorry, UNESCO. you know um, We've got another guy, ancient Etruscan technical inscriptions describing the automaton's maintenance procedures. That's a fun topic. Maintenance procedures for, an ancient Mecca. Okay, well, looking at the details of this guy, I love some of the, I don't know what you want to call this here, Baroque inscription work. Um, yeah, I, I'm not a big fan of the head again, or like these weird, oh, those headphone looking things, whatever those are. On the other hand, I do like some of the details of this image. So nice one. Um, so one fun thing about this article that I noticed is that we are going into um, some topics like maintenance. That's something I hadn't really thought about that much, but it's kind of jogging my imagination a little bit. Weaponry maintenance codex, you know. So if you want to, if that's your thing, you could just sort of go down that rabbit hole and develop the wiki in that way. The maintenance codex, why not? Should be an interesting technical read. I'm sure it will be quite detailed and accurate, you know, about how they took care of these gigantic mechanical monsters in the ancient world. So, yeah, just generated that article. Maintenance Codex, a comprehensive technical manual discovered along the Etruscan automations in 2032. Um, Fortunately, none of this has happened yet, but it's going to happen in 2032. Watch out for it. Written in a specialized technical dialect of the Etruscan language. I'm sure it was a very technical language. This remarkable document provides detailed maintenance procedures, operational protocols, and troubleshooting guides for ancient mechanical constructs. I bet the number one thing that's written is, did you turn it off and turn it back on? The maintenance codex. It looked just like this. Looks pretty advanced, for an Etruscan publication. I would say they weren't publishing books back in Etruscan days. Probably would have been more like, I don't know, a papyrus or maybe a tablet of some sort that was, I'm not really even sure, kiln fired. Um, but yeah, it is what it is. It gives you the images that it gives you. Funny to think that something Etruscan that was printed on paper or whatever, this is supposed to be vellum or something that actually survived to until 2032. I mean, is the world even going to survive until 2032? Who the heck knows? Um, so now that we've explored the meccas of the ancient world wiki a little bit, why don't we go ahead and generate a totally new wiki? So we're going to go to our profile page over here, um, click on new wiki, and this is where, I said earlier I entered that description, meccas of the ancient world. Um, well, what we're going to do this time is look at a different feature, which can be fun. I'm still sort of working on it, and I don't particularly think it makes the best wikis, but it does make some good wikis sometimes. In fact, some of my favorite wikis have come from this, but I just think it's a little bit hit or miss. And that is this I'm not sure surprise me feature. So, feeling lazy. Didn't want to come up with a description for my new wiki, but I'm just jonesing for a new wiki. What do? I click this I'm not sure surprise me button and let randomness do its work. I won't spoil the secret sauce exactly how we generate these more random wikis, but you can probably guess if you make a few of them yourself. It's not particularly complicated. Oh, yeah, this was a fun image that I saw earlier. This this article does have some great images. Love this kind of bronze, I don't know, cast plate or whatever it is. It's just funny. I can't even imagine. It would suck to be in the ancient world and meet one of these things. This was a pretty cool. I mean, was it's like half dog, half steam engine or something like that. Yeah, you would not want to fight one of these guys. It's got a good combo of like steampunk, ancient world, and mecha. So nice. Yeah, pretty cool one. I like that little detail around the edge. Like, I don't know who decided this. But yeah, that's Flux. The images are made with the Flux dot one Schnell. That's what I'm using right now. Anyway, so just a second ago, we clicked on the, I don't, or whatever it was, the surprise me link for a new wiki. And so let's scroll to our profile again. And I'm going to look at my recently created wikis. That's likes, that's recent articles, the recent wikis. So here is the new wiki that was just generated at 9:07 p.m. West Coast time. Um, Plutarch's Playlist, a wild blend of royal heritage and digital beats, okay, where blue-blooded musicians rule virtual kingdoms through rhythm games and platinum records. Fine. I mean, the Plutarch's Playlist. We have a gilded crown. I'm glad it actually wrote the word playlist properly. You know, it doesn't always write words properly. It doesn't always write legible words, even. This is just a problem with image generation right now. But this is the legendary crown of harmonies. Crown of harmonies, worn by Queen Beatrix the Fourth during her platinum selling stadium tour. So, if we are to understand correctly, there is a royal figure, or ostensibly a royal figure, Queen Beatrix the Fourth, who is doing a stadium tour for some kind of platinum selling album. Sure. Princess Meladia von Gammerstein, heir to the pixelated throne of Neo Bavaria, made headlines this week after her chart-topping synthwave album Joystick. I'm killing. It's killing me. Synthwave album Joystick Dynasty. Okay. I mean, I think I might listen to that. I don't know. Why not? I do want to see the pixelated throne. So let's learn a little more about that. I mean, it just sounds like it's gonna look great. I'm interested in what other kinds of images. These are just such boring images, though. Unfortunately, it's like, it took I don't know what, um, yeah, the topics related to this wiki, and combined them in a very boring way. Um, so maybe something to work on. I don't know what that says. Some of these letters aren't real. But there is a crown, a map, and something maybe related to music because it says Soinus. Okay. And then this last one, a very similar image, but it's a crown adorned with notes, musical notes. And I like that map back there. I've never seen a map with staff printed on it like that. It's pretty prettier than I expected, considering how boring the other two images were. Well, anyway, the first issue of The Moneyed Maestro, featuring billionaire superhero Constantine Cash in his Sonic-powered golden suit. Yeah, sounds really exciting. Anyway, let's look at the pixelated throne. The pixelated throne looks like a jukebox. During the annual Digital Crown ceremony. This looks like something you would see in Macau or Las Vegas or something. Um, yeah, cool. I guess, if there were such a throne, it could display all sorts of wonderful imagery on the outside. It's like the throne version of that giant sphere that they built in Las Vegas. Okay, all right. Um, a ceremonial seat of power in Neo Bavaria, known for its unique integration of classical royal architecture and advanced gaming technology, first constructed in 2145 during the reign of King Binary the Third. The throne represents the fusion of traditional monarchy with digital culture. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's going to be any monarchy in 2145. Um, and if they're building stuff in 2145 that looks like this, it's going to be retro. But let's learn about King Binary the Third. Why not King Binary the Third? Architecture and design. The throne itself is crafted from the rare quantum crystal and features over 1 million LED pixels that can display various patterns representing the current monarch's mood and governing decisions. Ooh, yeah, I know some heads of state who might be able to use that. I mean, I think they just use Twitter these days um, to express their mood in governing decisions. But in the future, they're going to use LED pixel adorned thrones. So, yeah, learn something new. Um, King Binary the Third. This is going to be great. I just know it. Okay, well, he doesn't look anywhere near as digital as I had hoped. He just looks like a cartoon. King Binary the Third. Well, whatever. Um, he ruled from 2120 to 2198. That's a long tenure of 78 years. Not bad. A visionary monarch of Neo Bavaria who revolutionized royal governance through the integration of gaming technology and traditional rule. Known as the Digital Sovereign, he was responsible for commissioning the legendary pixelated throne and establishing the Royal Gaming Network. I'm not interested, I suppose, in Neo Bavaria or the Royal Gaming Network. Sorry, normal Bavaria and gaming networks. I just don't care about this guy uh, or his kingdom. But maybe when the other images show up, okay, this is Personal Command Center featuring the prototype of the Sovereign's interface. Well, yeah, looks like the digital king we all need. And got some very cool futuristic displays there. If you're like in a movie from the early 2000s and want to make things look like the future, we all know the future doesn't actually look like that. The king married Queen Algorithm in 2142, and together they had 3 children. He was known for his extensive collection of quantum crystal gaming artifacts and his weekly streaming sessions where he would play chess against citizens while discussing state matters. Okay, sounds like a cool dude. He's a streamer. I think we can all relate to that. He married Queen Algorithm. I wonder what family she was from. Um, well, anyway, I do like that he streams while playing chess and discussing. He plays it against citizens, so he's a real, man of the people. He discusses state matters. I hope he doesn't discuss state secrets on his streaming sessions, but you never know. Radical transparency could be his thing. Um, Queen Algorithm, we're going to find out more about her shortly. Ooh, battery saver mode activated. Looks like I might need to power up in a second. Um, Pioneering royal consort of the Neo-Bavarian spouse of King Binary the Third. I wonder what that instrument she's got there is. It's creative. Okay, she's got a harp here, the quantum harp. That's one thing I don't really like a whole lot about these articles. They talk about quantum shit way too much. I really gotta tone down that. Tell our service not to um, talk about quantum stuff so goddamn much because it's really annoying. It's totally meaningless. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with real quantum technology, whatever that is, but it just uses it as a throwaway word when it wants to make something sound futuristic. So boring. That's boring. I'm gonna grab my power source here. All right, getting plugged in. Yeah. Too dark. Can't see a goddamn thing. Almost. Right. And we are good to go. So, next up. I don't know. This turned out to be a bit of a bust. Maybe there's some fun stuff that's written about Queen algorithm. No idea. But I'm not compelled to continue with this particular wiki. So let's go back. One fun thing, there have been some really great wikis or articles that have been generated by the, what do we call that? Surprise Me feature. One of them that I like to follow is marked as a favorite, so I'll find it down here. Excuse me. Cyberskin Chronicles. Cyberskin Chronicles itself, the wiki page is, I don't know, just okay. But there were some very cool images that came out of this. One that I love is in the Silicon Hive article. This image is just amazing. Like, I want this thing. I want it as a pet. It is a bit of a nightmare, if this thing were to just fly up to you, and I don't know what it would do, but it's awesome. I love the quality of the image. Um, what the heck is it standing on there? No idea, but it is a denizen of the the Silicon Hive. Um, I just love that plasticky texture that it's got. Like this, it looks so throwaway. It looks like something that there's going to be about 10 million of, and you just can't stop them. Like, even if they themselves are easy to, smash one at a time, since there are so many of them. They're all just made of plastic. They can be plastic and wire. How could you possibly withstand it? So, oh, this is 27. And it also says something weird there. Dicky, Dicey, I don't know. Anyway, love that guy. Um, the wiki itself is just okay. It's kind of confused. It's got a lot of weird things thrown together in it. But there were some other good ones that if we use the search function, doesn't even work that well. Stealth. There was some good Mantis class, Mantis strike team, Yeah, I liked some of these. The Mantis strikes and biomechanical wonders. All right, so Mantis combat use spider infiltration units. I like this page. Again, also because of the image. It's a very creepy, crazy image. I mean, yeah. That last one was definitely some Black Mirror stuff. This guy, you don't want to meet this guy. Um, he will end you for sure. So there was that guy. He is a spider infiltration unit, an advanced biomechanical warfare system designed for stealth operations and covert surveillance. Gotta turn that little red light off, though. Somebody told me if you want to do the covert surveillance and stealth operations. Agreed. There was another one that was part of this wiki as well. And I believe it said tarantula heavy assault units. These guys look badass. Yeah, I mean, it says that it is three. No, how tall? You gotta look at the stats here. 3.5 meters tall with a leg span of 6 meters. Yeah, I like the scale. I like this feeling of scale on this image. Yeah, you do feel like that could be 3.5 meters tall. Another guy you wouldn't want to come across anytime soon. Don't know what these little tubes he's got going on down here are, but you probably don't want to find out. A lot of legs on this one. It said something crazy, like it could go. Let me look at its top speed, 70 kilometers per hour. Okay, so I mean it's not like you know highway speeds, but that's fast. I think this thing is gonna uh, chase you at 70 kilometers per hour. You'd be a goner. All right. So those are some other fun ones. I'm gonna like this page just because, yeah, I do like it. Moving on. I'm feeling like a new wiki. All right. Creating a new wiki. Describing what I want to create. I don't know. So let's just think of something. I did some humor kind of wikis recently, and they were just okay. There was one that was all about office drama, uh, and it came up with some, reasonable stuff. Maybe if you like The Office, if you're into The Office, it could be somewhat entertaining. It was like Dave from IT, like, have you spotted him anytime recently? Like printer drama, break room drama. I don't know, pre-COVID world stuff. But anyway, that was just okay. There was one about dad jokes, um, and global incidents related to like pun. Um, oh, it was the pandemic, where people couldn't stop making puns and just like spread across the globe in a very unfortunate incident, an email, a reply all storm, something like that. Okay, well, those were just all right. They were fun to read, but the images sucked. So you kind of got to think when you're making one of these, you want something that's more like going to be interesting content, good for reading the article, or are you going for some cool images? Um, and the images that I've tended to like have been, you know, um, along the lines of what what I've been showing you, I'd say. Maybe a little more tech focused. Things that, like, they have an element of fantasy to them, but then they're made, the way that they look, they've got great detail in them as well. So that the pure fantasy stuff tends to be pretty cartoony. Um, I mean, it's like a wizard with purple lightning flying out of his fingertip. Okay, so you would think of something else. Maybe things that have been completely unsuccessful have been related to pets. I don't know why. It has a lot of trouble at generating pet stuff. So let's not do anything along those lines. But let's see here. Come up with something. Hmm. Let's do something about amphibians with, let's see, amphibians with synthetic appendages. Okay, why not? My wiki is keyed for creation. I'll check back soon. How soon? Very soon. Look at all of that royalty. Plutarch's playlist still there as my most recent wiki, so I guess amphibians with synthetic appendages. There it is. Biotech breakthroughs, a bold fusion of biology and technology, where enhanced frogs and salamanders push the boundaries of evolution through cutting edge cybernetic upgrades. All right, are you guys ready for some frogs with guns for arms? Well, apparently these images are still coming through. Occasionally there are some errors or issues where the images don't, you know, generate, or image generation can take a long time. Still bug squashing here and there, just like these amphibians are going to do. Biotech breakthroughs, amphibians and cybernetic evolution. All right, refresh the page. I just need this image. Frog with weird arm thing. Ooh, those claws. Frogs don't have claws. They have webbed feet. It's got like chicken claws. And I don't know what that is, but yeah, it's a thing. That's what I asked for. I got what I asked for. Does its mouth also have some kind of, hard to tell. Okay. This is like some kind of a pond frog, or I don't even know, edible frog. That's the name of a real frog, by the way. It's just called the edible frog. I bet the frogs are pissed off that they're called that. Okay, here we go. A cybernetic axolotl, but this doesn't look like an axolotl. Okay, again with the weird claw things, talons, um, and just mechanical arms, straight up like mechanical arms. I'm glad it's got that kind of crawling posture though. Still, that's good. It looks just kind of plasticky though. Oh, he does have a hinged jaw or something on his jaw, you know. That's gotta hurt. Well, I don't think that's a cybernetic axolotl, but I want to see what the cybernetic axolotl article has to say. So I'm gonna ask it to generate in the background, and hopefully it does generate a picture of a more realistic cybernetic axolotl. That's what I want. That's what I'm hoping for tonight. Let's check out a little bit of the article. Rana Mechanica specimen displaying its signature titanium alloy leg enhancements at the Nexus Institute for Biological Integration. These are always boring articles when you see something like the Institute for blah blah, and then you click on it, and it's just a picture of like a building, a very normal looking building. Could be anywhere in the world, in some research park or like commercial or corporate park or something like that. So yeah, I probably wouldn't ever click on that. But anyway, here, Dr. Sarah Blackwater sounds like a nice lady. Let's get her article going too. And cybernetic axolotl is probably ready to go, so let's just see what that has to say. A groundbreaking achievement in biomechanical enhancement combining the natural regenerative abilities of the Mexican salamander with advanced synthetic augmentation. Developed in 2048 at the Aquatic Cybernetics Research Center, these enhanced amphibians have become integral to studies in regenerative robotics and adaptive aquatic technology. I still want to see them. I really want to see them. But we maybe have a bit of a cue back there for the image generation. Its enhanced gill capabilities and bioluminescent neural interface. Oh, can't wait. So none of the images have generated yet. Quasi-integrated gills, titanium reinforced limbs, neural mesh network, etc., etc. Okay, here we go. Well, that still doesn't really look like an axolotl, but maybe a little bit more. I mean, I'm ready to listen to this. I'm gonna get my headphones and plug right in there. These sick beats coming out of this axolotl with a shark's tail. What a creep. Yeah. Okay. Next up, gotta be some more. Now this looks a little more like an axolotl. Except it's like an axolotl that you buy from one of those gachapon machines in Tokyo. Okay. Looks so funny. I like his little eyes. And what the heck? I don't know what he's got on his back there, but yeah, at least he's got a little more of the axolotl color. I wish he didn't look like, I don't know what he's reminding me of right now. Like a cartoon dog or something. But yeah, he looks cheap. He just looks like cheaply made. Like that thing is going to break really soon. Advanced sensor array integrated into the regenerative gill structure. That's not what that image is. Okay, gotta work on that. We're going for images right now, so I'm just gonna go back to Dr. Sarah Blackwater. Hi, Dr. Blackwater. Let's see what you're working on. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, she's into some cool stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, she's been doing some work on herself, Dr. Blackwater. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, she only did it on one of her hands, but she did make some modifications there. So, Dr. Blackwater's been going crazy. Going crazy with this guy. I love him. Turn him on. Let's see what he does. She's working with early prototypes of the neural integration matrix in 2045. Again, I hope the world doesn't look like this in 2045. It's got to look like totally different. That's 20 years from now. If you still got like boring fluorescent lights and you have to sit at one of these tables just to do your work or whatever, you just like got these bottles and everything. That looks just too much like 2024, except for the extra fingers and weird cybernetic amphibian. Okay, let's see what else we got here. More images. Okay, Dr. Blackwell. Working on another freaky deaky thing. Yeah. How does she sleep at night? Look at how many fingers here. Okay, one ish, two, three, four. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. The mother of atrocities. Truly terrifying. Oh, wait. Okay. So this was renamed the Blackwell Center. The Nexus Institute was renamed the Blackwell Center in 2077. So this lady works there, but she's not Dr. Blackwell. She's just hanging out with her buddy. This random amphibian. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, thank God. This fan doesn't look so good though. That's okay. Yeah, I don't know what she's doing. This amphibian she's working looks relatively normal. She's just a very normal lady. The hand looks weird because I'm pretty sure that's not a thumb. I don't know what it is. It's just another finger, but it's where the thumb should be. So, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, let's read about Dr. Blackwater, personal life. Despite her professional success, Blackwater was known for her reclusive nature and dedication to her research. She maintained a small underwater laboratory where she conducted many of her groundbreaking experiments in isolation. Just really feeling emotional reading that and imagining her isolated life. She looked happy. She looked like a person who loved her work and a person whose work people loved, but she was isolated. Is she in her underwater laboratory here? Was this one of her pets? I don't know. We may never know. Where did she get that extra finger? Anyway, so that's Dr. Sarah Blackwater. Thanks for hanging out. We're going to end it there. Do another adventure sometime soon. Take it easy.